we can actually just go right into this part. Is asking the question: does anybody even want the number 1 seed on either side of the conferences? Does anybody want the NFC? Does anybody want the AFC? Because it seems like as soon as the teams propel to the top, they lose, and they lose like in an ugly fashion. So this past week we had Green Bay, who everybody praised their defensive play up until last week. Oh man, there's some great things that they're doing. They're getting better, and then they go out there and let Kirk Cousins carve them alive.
That's the defense's fault. Aaron Rodgers was Aaron Rodgers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, so our excitement about Kansas City's defense to me is the same thing as with that. We're getting excited about the way the defense is starting to play, and then the defense gets carved up like the next week. Like that's what we've been seeing every week. Even though, like I said, KC has won 4 straight. They go up against Denver in 2 weeks, and if Teddy Bridgewater goes out there and carves that defensive line, then what do you do? Like, what do you say? Like, what's your statement behind that? So they take an L. Dallas took their L against Kansas City, which drops them out of one of the top spots in the NFC. The Titans. Oh my God. So I'm going to talk about this in my Frozen 5, but that game I had circled. I said Texans because it was a 44-point game total, which is pretty low for a 10-point, spread. I'm like, okay. True. And there's a chance of weather. I don't know what the hell happened to the Titans.
Ryan Tannehill being unable to elevate them is what happened.
Well, yeah, that too. Ryan Tannehill decided to be Ryan Tannehill. But just about everybody that played this week that's supposed to be number 1 started dropping. And so now we got Baltimore, who's in theory tied with Tennessee. They're 1 game more because they've had their bye week. The Patriots have flown up. They're 7-4. They won 5 straight games. The Patriots, Jimmy. I think you had them going into the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
So my question is, the Rams can't win games for some reason? Like the Packers just took this L they weren't supposed to. Tampa Bay keeps getting beat up. Does anybody want the number 1 seed? Who's the actual best team in football right now?
I can't say it outright. I can give you one in each conference.
Okay.
I'll start with the NFC, and I really don't want to give it up to this team, but I can't. They have more ammunition than me, and that's the Cardinals. They're the only ones sitting there at 9-2, and they keep finding ways to win games that they are not supposed to win. You are not supposed to lose K1, Nuke, and Edmonds and still find a way to win the game.
And J.J. Watt.
And J.J. Watt and still find a way to win the game. Because what they still have left available with Zach Ertz, who's been huge for them at the tight end position, with James Conner, who's been near the top of the league as far as rushing touchdowns, and with their center. People don't think about this. Their center that they got in the offseason, Rodney Hudson. I mean, a lot of times people don't think of the center as one of the quarterbacks on the field as far as being able to look at coverages, line shifts, knowing where the mic is, knowing where the blitz is coming from. That's been huge for them. He's a very good center.
That's been the saving grace for the Chiefs. Creed Humphreys is the highest graded center in NFL right now. And I mean, as a young guy, he's out there.
That's very impressive.
He's eating. So
I got to go Cards. And I hate saying this because they have a rookie quarterback, but the Patriots, I don't think anybody wants any part of the Patriots right now. That same mold that I just told you about that Kansas City has transformed themselves into defense first, run the ball, throw when we need to or throw when we have to. They're winning. The Pats, they are plus 123 score differential this year.
Oh, my God.
The Cards, plus 108. I think those are the 2 highest in the NFL.
They are.
Because when they win, because when they have you down, their foot is on your neck, and they do not let it up. So right now, as far as, I guess really I'm talking about maybe the 2 most dangerous teams right now that if I were on another team, I really wouldn't want to face. Therefore, I guess I see them as being the best in each conference. Bill Belichick and the Patriots, Cliff Kingsbury and the Cardinals.
Which is...
makes no sense.
0 sense. So Pro Football Focus had their premium stats. One thing I like to look at when I try to evaluate who's good and not. Guess who is the best graded team overall in football right now?
Give me 3 guesses. Best graded team overall.
Yep.
It's probably someone you wouldn't think of. The Indianapolis Colts.
Nope.
All right. So if not the Colts, let's say. Prior to this weekend, would it have been Buffalo?
Nope.
Dang.
I know, right?
All right, give me which conference for my last guess?
AFC.
The Ravens.
No.
Who is it?
The Patriots. They are the best team in football overall based upon the grades that they give them. And now Pro Football Focus, they do some detailed grading. They watch every play and they grade positions. They grade everything. So check them out. Their premium stats is awesome. If you want to buy it, it's something worth having for your toolbox. But they're the number one overall team. Offense wise, number one is Dallas, followed by the Patriots and then the Buccaneers. Passing, Buccaneers, Vikings, Patriots. These are grades. So it's crazy how good the Patriots truly are.
It's not.
With the quarterback, right, Mac Jones, just running the offense like just a stand. I mean,
but it's coaching. It's coaching. The New England Patriots focus on the minute details within the minute details.
They have the number one rushing offense in the NFL, too,
exactly.
as far as grade-wise. Now, DVOA-wise, they're top 5. So, yes, you're right. We praised Belichick for all of the offseason acquisitions he got, especially on the defensive side. And I made mention on that episode, you can find that video on our channel here at Unfair Sports, that Belichick's never had money to spend like this. And so he's focused on the thing that he likes to focus on, which is what? Defense. He went and got him a whole bunch of defensive players. Now, the offensive guys he signed, it's kind of questionable, but Damian Harris is showing out. Ramondre Stevenson, whenever he's not in the doghouse, is out of the doghouse dominating. So you've got a combination of everything you want from a team. I mean, he's got all of it now. So Belichick,
and not a lot of people are talking about it just the way they like it. Now, in the NFC,
which is a good thing, yeah.
Now, having said that, the Cards are the top seed in the NFC. If we got to the playoffs and they were facing the Buccaneers, I still would take the Buccaneers without thinking.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat. Yeah. I'm not betting against Tom Brady.
No.
Especially in the playoffs.
So this,
and you know who else I'm not betting against?
Who?
Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs.
No.
Not NFC Championship, different story, but going that deep, the beginning. Oh yeah,
but
same thing.
This could literally end up in a Super Bowl between the Bucs and the Patriots.
Oh my God.
Which would probably be the greatest pre-Super Bowl storyline we have ever seen.
Brady versus Belichick. And then at that point, Mac Jones will be immortalized as one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history just by getting to the Super Bowl his rookie year without realizing that we probably should not put him that far on a pedestal yet. Like, he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's doing his job.
Right.
He's not being amazing. He's not outstanding. And he's not horrible.
Same as Brady when he was his age.
Exactly. He's just out there just following the game plan, looking at the progressions, getting rid of the ball like he's supposed to, and not trying to do too much, which I think that's the thing I appreciate about what Mac Jones is doing with the Patriots. He's not trying to do too much. And that's something that, honestly, he fell into the perfect scenario for that. Like, he's lucked out compared to what Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, and all of them. He has a whole team, a whole coaching staff that knows how to teach you to not do too much. I don't need you to think too hard. Actually, correction. I want you to do all the thinking, but not too many actions.
Right.
So